Good morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Caira. I live in Chicago and I make videos all about Chicago, apartments, Trader Joe's, living in the city. If you haven't already, I recommend hitting that big subscribe button because I post a video every 3 days and I would love for you to follow along. But today I have a very exciting video coming your way. So if you are unaware, I got engaged back in September and I have a full video on how he proposed, which you should watch because it makes me cry every single time. And then we also just recently posted an engagement Q&A kind of talking about what we've done so far for wedding planning and how things are going. But today's video I'm really excited for because for the first time, we are gonna go look at some wedding venues today. In the past, we did go and look at one venue before, and when we went in person, they said that the price was literally 10 times the amount that it was online, which is just insanity. So hopefully today goes better, but we are going and looking at 4 different venues for our wedding. We are kind of specifically looking in West Loop, West Town area, and I thought it'd just be really fun to take you guys along with us and look at some beautiful wedding venues. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Come here, are you excited? You excited?
I'm pumped.
So let's go have a day.
Let's go have a day.
I'm pumped. Lulu got a haircut. He looks so handsome. All right, guys, we are back now. I am drinking tea out of my engaged girl cup. Today was awesome. I'm gonna take you through and talk to you about the 3 different venues we looked at. So we're supposed to see 4 places, and then we ended up cutting it to 3. Alex and I were sitting at lunch, and as we were kind of discussing what areas we wanted to be in, because we do want it to be really close to our hotel block, we realized the 4th one wasn't quite in the right area. I'll pop it up here. It looks like a super cool place, but it was kind of not a perfect fit for a couple of reasons. Location didn't really work. It's not traditionally a wedding venue. They have held weddings there before, but it's a split level and it's a graded staircase to get up to the 2nd level. And I think the bathrooms are on the 2nd level. So it just wouldn't have been ideal for like heels and stuff. And I don't know where a dance floor would have been. Super, super cool looking place. I'd love to do a photo shoot or something there sometime, but wasn't really the place for a wedding. So that was fine. We ended up going to 3. I'm gonna go ahead and play clips of the 3 now, and then I'll kind of talk you through what my thoughts were about the 3 of them. I'm going to talk about the options we saw in order of least favorite to our favorite. So let's start off with this first one. This one was called the Grand Aberie. It's in West Loop. It would have been like a 15-ish minute walk to our hotel block. So that would have been really cool. I say this, we don't have our hotel block blocked yet, but we know where we want it to be. This would have been a cool option due to location, and its price point was by far the best. I have not seen any venues anywhere in the entire city that were as cheap as this one. This one was offering for a Saturday wedding for 75 people, $3,500, including all table rentals, which is a really freaking good price. That being said, I didn't like it. Number one, they were late to meet us, which just kind of sets things off on a bad tone, I guess. And number two, it was small, like really small. I didn't think I needed a big space because we're doing a small wedding and they said they could do up to 100. I don't know how you would, honestly. But if you're looking to have a really, really small wedding, $3,500, including your tables and chairs and everything for the entire day rental, is a really good price in comparison to what it is in the city. I'm sure there's places where there's much better prices, but it just wasn't the spot for us. I didn't love it. Alex didn't particularly love it either. There weren't any views. There wasn't any sort of outdoor space. And it was also on street level, I guess technically, like you could say it wouldn't be second floor. Like you had to go up like 4 stairs to get to it. So it was like 4 feet elevated from the street, but all of the windows just looked out at the good vets across the street. So that would have been your entire view. I think most people who probably have events there keep the blinds closed, but I threw that one in as our like best bang for your buck budget option, and it just didn't do it for me. Next one, we went to Loft Lucia, and this place is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. This was our most expensive venue that we looked at. This one, the rates for 2023, it would have been like $7,700 plus. And that again would have just been venue, tables, and chairs. It includes like lighting, it includes like some decor, but no food, no booze or anything, just essentially venue, which is just a lot. And as I was exploring Chicago, honestly, it's not the worst there was in Chicago, which is why we still went and looked at it. And it really is a beautiful space, but it was definitely highest on our price point. Things I really liked about this one is it would have been a less than 10-minute walk from our hotel block. So that would have been super convenient. There is the outdoor space on the second level where most people have their wedding ceremony, and then they have their cocktail hour up on the second floor, and then the floor below, which I guess that's the second floor. The third floor would be the cocktail area. Anyways, third floor is the rooftop with the cocktail area. Then second floor is where you would have your dinner and reception and dancing and yada yada. Loved the flow of that. The decor of it, the industrialness of the brick, all really beautiful. A couple other things I didn't love was it's super residential area, so they do have noise restraints and timing restraints because of that. We wouldn't be able to play music outside during the ceremony because of it. So like, I think the music would have to come from inside, even though we'd hear it outside. I don't really know. But there was like some ifs, ands, and buts around that. This one was also a little bit hard. I don't know what happened. Apparently there was some miscommunication and they thought that I'd canceled our tour, even though I hadn't. And the door was unlocked and my instructions just said for us to go up to the third floor, which we then did. They didn't know we were touring. I thought it was self-guided. It was just kind of an awkward situation. So we didn't really get told any information past that. And although we liked it, we didn't like it enough for its price. I kept that one on the list in case it was like really our like showstopper. Wow, this checked every single box. And then our favorite one, we both walked away from this one and we're like, wow, we loved it. We went to the Hive, which is in the West Town West Loop. It's northwest West Loop. So a little bit further, it would be like a probably 7-minute Uber from our hotel block to get there. You could walk it, but it'd be like half an hour. But it's not as convenient as this like pop around the corner. But one positive because of that is it's in more of like a warehousey industrial area up there. So they don't have any noise restrictions or restraints that they have to abide by. There's not a curfew on hours that we could have it. And overall, just the space was beautiful. We really, really loved it. We met with their event coordinator, Bethany, and she was super knowledgeable on everything, like every wedding they'd ever hosted and how they do it and all of her recommendations and stuff. And this one is kind of an L shape, for lack of a better term. And so it's really nice because we could have the ceremony and the dinner and everything down at the end in this really beautiful area with a glass roof on top of it and city skyline views. It's stunning. But there's also the entrance area where we'd be able to have like a cocktail reception. But then once there is dancing and stuff, that could turn into like more of a seating area for like grandparents and stuff who want to sit back and maybe not be in like the loud party scene, but still be there. It just opened up a lot more possibilities. They had a giant bridal suite, which was beautiful. And they have parking there and they would have a security guard and a host and just like all of these things that make it really, really seamless. I don't have the exact pricing of this, what this one would be, which I know is probably all of your guys' main questions, but I think it's probably gonna be like between $5,000 and $6,000, including tables and everything. That was her like approximation before we gave exact numbers and talked about how we would want tables and everything set up. So that's kind of what we're looking at. The other thing I really loved about this one is that it doesn't have a rooftop, like a finished rooftop, but it has a roof that we would be allowed to go on for photos. And the skyline from there, I'll pop up a picture she took of Alex and I up on the roof there, but the skyline from there was stunning. And it was just such, it felt special. That's what I was telling Alex, is like, I'm not trying to spend our entire life savings on a wedding, but I do want it to feel special. And that place did that. I really, really liked it. A couple of things that are really, really important to me when it comes to looking at venues is I don't want a place with a lot of restrictions when it comes to vendors. There's a lot of really cool venues in the city that I considered, but they have partnered with caterers that you have to go through them. I want pizza at my wedding, and so I need somewhere to be pretty flexible with that and what that kind of looks like. Also, bar packages. It is insane how much some wedding venues charge for bars. I was looking at one place and they said for every bottle of Cheetos that you open at their wedding was like $85. And I was like, no. Like, I won't. I refuse. And so we were looking at places where it's either BYOB or it's through a company kind of like a Binny's, but they drop it off and you only pay for what you use, but it's like the same price as a Binny's, things like that. Those were some things that were really important to me because we will be doing open bar. Like, that's a pretty non-negotiable. And I don't care to work with a catering company. I don't want to. I want pizza. I just want it to be easy and simple, and I don't know. So all three of these venues did not have restrictions on caterers. They were all BYOB, and I really liked that flexibility. So at this point, we are really heavily looking into this third option. I'm waiting to hear back like what an exact quote would be, but that one just felt like it fit exactly what we were looking for really, really well. And I'm excited to see. We have so much time. We're not getting married until like September, October of 2023. So we have so much time, but I did want to lock down a venue in our hotel block ahead of time, just so that way we had a date to be able to tell people, so that way they get secured on their end as well. Specifically because we were doing such a small wedding. All of the people who we want there are really important to us, so we want to give them that date ahead of time. But other than that, I'm trying to not worry about the rest of the details until we get closer, because none of it matters at this point, and it's very possible that what I want now will change in the next year. So we'll see. We have some time. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. A little insight scoop into what's going on, where we're at, what we're planning. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to comment down below. I will include the information for the 3 venues we looked at in the description box if you're interested in it. But yeah, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, and as always, hit that big red subscribe button. I'm gonna be posting more about like my wedding journey as we continue forward, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.